everyone. This is John and Rob with Co-Anglers Corner. We have a Spitfire guest tonight. Rob, would you like to go through and tell a little bit about our guest?
Yeah, it's I've known her for a little while. Actually, we run into each other one time in Oak Ridge at I think we was at a Toyota, but Nikki Joe, she's fished the Bassmaster Opens, Toyotas, BFLs. I think she did a little LBAA, so she's done a little bit of everything. But smart angler, great angler, and I'm sure we'll get some juice and wealth of information from her.
Sounds good. Let's get her on here.
Are cutting out.
There we go.
A little bit here.
There we go.
Hey, Nikki.
Hey there. I don't know why all of a sudden our service got kind of bad. How are y'all?
Yeah. Oh, good. How you?
Doing good.
All right. Are you you're over in Arkansas right now, aren't you? Or are you still in Alabama?
I'm working over in Arkansas. No, I'm over in Arkansas working until May, I do believe it is. Like early May.
Right.
Hanging out with all their giant deer they got.
Yeah, they do. They do have a lot of deer over there. I guarantee you.
Man, y'all don't even know. They're everywhere. They are not scared of people either. Like dogs.
Yeah, I was over at the FLW at Ouachita one time, and I think driving over, I was going to be a marshal, and I passed 12 of them. They're just standing in the road. You'd honk at them, they just look at you. It's crazy. But so, Nikki, what are you gonna fish this year? I know you fished a little bit of everything, but kind of roughly. I know you're still kind of planning. So, what do you think you're wanting to fish this year? I guess I'd say.
If it was up to me and I got to fish whatever I was wanting to fish, I would cherry pick. I would cherry pick until I fell apart here. I would cherry pick the Open on Logan. I would cherry pick a couple of things, But no, I'm gonna try to fish. I'd like to fish a couple of Toyotas. I would love to fish that Open on Logan, but the wait list is what it is. That ain't probably happening. I'm gonna fish a couple of the LBAAs. I do believe there's one in particular. Look, the whole reason I even thought about fishing the LBAAs because they're going to Gunnersville this year in June.
Oh, yep.
And that just sounds like a real good time.
That is a real good time. That's perfect time for down there.
That is the time. That is my most favorite time. So yes, I would really like to fish that. They're also going back to Bull Shoals, and I really like Bull Shoals also. But they're going kind of early on that one. If it was up to me, I'd wait until like midsummer to go, so the water is like way high. I like to fish it flooded.
But there you go.
Yep. I'm just skipping around this year a little bit. Gonna fish some Tennessee stuff, some fish some Alabama stuff. We'll see.
All right. Well, if you ever get to New York, I'm up here. You got a place to stay.
Is it near the St. Lawrence?
It just restarted.
About a little over an hour and 15 minutes.
That's a whole lot better than like 28 hours.
Yes, but I'm only about 45 minutes from Lake Ontario, where a lot of the elites go fish.
There you go.
I'm 10 minutes away from Cuba Lake as well.
So. Yeah, he's in Smallmouth Central up there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's one of the few states I haven't yet.
I ain't either.
I keep telling Robbie needs to come up and hit Champlain with me sometime.
It's definitely on the bucket list.
So good whenever now it's just like cutting out super bad.
Yep. That's technology for you. You gotta love
it. We'll figure it out here.
Oh yeah, we get through it.
Yeah.
It'll be
Let
fun.
me check and see if there's something on my end I can do.
Where are y'all located at?
I'm in New York.
Yep. It says you should say rural New York. Yep. And I'm in
I can't say that word.
I can't either. I'm south of Lexington, Kentucky, a little town called Berea, Kentucky. So I'm right near Lexington, Kentucky, About an hour from Cumberland. Cumberland's my biggest lake, I guess, close.
I got you. Every time I see the word Cumberland, I think about cucumbers. So in my head, it's just cucumber lake.
It can be.
Just old cucumber lake. Hadn't been there yet either.
Yeah, it's a fun lake.
I've heard.
FLW.
I've heard. I've seen.
Yep. It's a pretty good sized lake. It's fun though.
It looks like a good time.
Oh yeah, definitely. Now I know you fished a couple events as a co or a few events as a co. I know Eufaula, you kind of had Eufaula's number. I think you finished what 10th and 12th at Eufaula as
Something
a
like that.
co-angler.
I cashed a couple of checks from there one year. Long. That
Yep.
was like when I first started doing. It was back when FLW started fishing FLW tournaments as a coach just to test it out and see. I thought Eufaula was going to be my game, and then I started fishing as a boater, and it reminded me real quick it can humble you.
Yeah, this sport will humble you in a second.
Yep. But
Or
no, I
you'll
had a
go
couple
out.
good ones on Eufaula.
Yeah, it's weird. All the grass was gone when I fished it in the last season's regional. Like almost all the grass on the main lake was gone. It was weird.
Eufaula is like feast or famine. It's like a lot of these other places that are so highly renowned, like Guntersville or like Okeechobee. Everybody's like, "Oh man, you get to go to Guntersville. Oh man, you get to go to Okeechobee." If you don't know what you're doing, you'll be hating that place by the time you leave. And that's how Eufaula is. You're either catching the sack and cash and check, or you're like wondering if there's actually fish there.
Yeah, my day one I caught all shorts. I didn't even weigh nothing day one. Day two I had one pretty nice one and one regular, and I finished 77th. And I didn't catch a check, but I cashed the side pot. So my buddy called me. I was coming through Atlanta. Said, "Hey, congrats!" I'm like, "What? You won a side pot?" I'm like, "Oh, surprise!"
Yeah, that's something that I think everybody should get involved in if they can. Is the side pot.
Yeah, it's a
I've
pretty cool
seen it.
deal.
I've never gotten it.
It's a cool deal. Actually, I think I fished Cumberland and I finished I think 14th or 17th, and I won the side pot, and the side pot paid me more than the BFL did. So that's a pretty cool deal.
I mean, I was, yeah, Eufaula. There was some good years on Eufaula because back whenever I cast checks there, that's whenever all the vegetation was still there. You'd have just like fields of lily pads and just all kind of pretty vegetation, and I sprayed it all. Now it's kind of barren, so everything comes from offshore brush piles, like more so than it used to be.
Yep, and deeper. They're deeper. Found that
Very.
out. But the Eufaula town is
Make
pretty
you sick.
cool. Yeah, Eufaula, that little town of Eufaula is pretty cool. See the statues of bass around it. It's pretty cool.
You know, there's an equivalent to that up north in North Dakota, in Garrison, North Dakota, because it's all about walleye. Like they have like this giant walleye statue called Wally the Walleye. And it's
Oh.
like the whole town revolves around walleye fishing. It reminds me a lot of Eufaula, just walleye, obviously.
Oh, that's cool. I'll check that out.
Mm-hmm.
But,
Little bitty
For
town.
sure.
Probably there.
Yep.
Dairy Queen. That's about it.
Yeah, you know, Eufaula's an old little town because you got the statues like right in the middle of the intersection, and you have to like go around it at the red light. It's kind of funny, but it's a cool place.
This thing.
Nikki Joe, is there any place? I mean, if you could fish any place, where would you want to go?
I did not understand what you said because it's cutting out real bad.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
If your dream lake, is it still cutting out
My
on me?
dream lake? No,
Where would
yes.
you like to
reading it.
go
I gotta
fish?
get
Yep.
it. Oh man, St. Lawrence River's on top of the list there. St. Lawrence River. I'd like to go to Pelican Lake in Minnesota. I'd like to go fish Rainy Lake up there also, just because it's like really pretty and I want to see it. And there's big smallmouth there. Champlain, pretty much everything in New York. I've never fished New York, so that's like a big thing on the list. But aside from New York, mostly Minnesota lakes. I'm trying to think of any more that like really, really stand out as something I want to go fish. I feel like I've gotten a lot of the other states checked off. But yeah,
You
St.
may
Lawrence
know
River,
this.
because like I would.
Pam Horn
Pam
says
Horn.
Beaver Lake.
Pam Horn, oh Beaver Lake, man, she's the master of the Beaver Lake, and she can
Oh,
tell
yeah.
you all about how it's definitely got all the patterns of the weather, because that's all we know about it. I don't know that place at all. I work right next to it, but I ain't been to it yet. Yeah, I'd really, really like to go to St. Lawrence just because I like to fish current so much. Down here, I'm always up in current on the Coosa. So
Yep.
fishing current and for giant smallmouth just does not sound like a bad time to me at all.
Right up your alley.
I don't know. Just
That's pretty
drifting and catching 5 makes me happy.
sweet. Now, do you have a favorite, or I guess, what is your confidence technique or lure?
These right here, the thing that I'm over here fiddling with.
Yep.
I really, really like jigs. And if you take a step into my graveyard box of things I need to clean out, you will notice that there is a theme of. Let me just give you an example here. I really need to clean this thing out. I just got a hook in my finger. There's just like handfuls of jigs that I really need to take the trailers off of.
Jigs catches bigs, that's for sure.
I just have wads and wads of jigs in here. I love it. And they work for every occasion, man. I've got little teeny, this is a good smallmouth one I threw whenever I was up north. This little
Yep.
guy named Wayne and Dora, good family friends of ours. They're actually the president of the first ever bass club I was in Florida, called the Panhandle Bass Club. They made these, sent them to me. These are really good for smallmouth. I just got something in my eye. Oh, God.
Yeah, I like that color.
Yes. And then this one right here. This exact setup. This is my Bull Shoals rig.
Yep.
This is a 3/4 ounce football jig with a little bitty Z-Crawl Junior trailer. Yep. That particular color in deep clear lakes, if I'm fishing like treetops or anything 20 foot or more in super clear water, I'm chunking that. Caught me some money with that one. So that's my Eufaula jig right there. You got your big old trailer on there.
Yep.
I can't tell you they work up here either.
This particular jig is my favorite, but I have thrown it so much that I've knocked all the paint off of the head. I don't care, still throw it anyways. That right there is my Coosa go-to, but it is just bald at this point. It's hitting the midlife crisis. It's just trying its best over here.
That jig will work on Dale Hollow too, by the way.
Oh, yeah. I throw it there too.
Yep.
I think I test that out with the place that I go. And then I got some swing heads I like to throw on Eufaula. But for the most part, I like a good half ounce finesse jig. Or like a little half ounce football. I like both. Like this one I'll probably throw tomorrow just because the water's so dirty.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's old school
color.
color.
I like jigs a lot, and I like.
Yep.
I could throw the crap out of a crankbait until like my arm falls off, which I about did a couple of years ago. I was like, man, I might have shoulder surgery by the end of the season because I throw it so much. But I like that, and honestly, I like flipping a lot too. Like,
yeah,
it's hard to beat flipping and throwing a jig. But if I got to be out in open water and cover a lot of ground, I'm liking either a crankbait or a Carolina rig. It's like my confidence baits.
Yeah, Carolina rig is underrated. A lot of people don't throw it anymore.
I don't care where I am, what kind of body of water I'm on, what the temperature's like, water clarity. I do not care. There will be one rigged up in my boat at all times. Always. I don't care.
Can't go wrong.
Mm-mm. It just
I was fishing on the St. Lawrence with Dakota Eber, and that's what he was throwing all day. I'm like, no. Then when he had like 20 pounds and I had like 6, I'm like, maybe I'll try it.
I'm telling you, man. That's just there's a reason why it's a classic and it's still a thing, because it works. It works like a lot.
And year round. Works year round.
And the particular, I say that, and here's my little proof here. I always keep one tied on and everything. This is one for smallmouth I got tied on, but I throw a Cajun rig, which is like this style plate on there, which has got crap all attached to it, but it's like weird looking. I don't know if you can see.
Yep.
A longer weight. And I like a good clacker with I get metal beads. That makes more of like a little high pitch crawdad sound. I'm like
Cajun rig from Crusher Lures. I know that one very well.
Yep. Yep. I always keep one of these tied on. Usually I throw a baby brush hog, but I was fishing for spots the other day and I put like a small little crawl on there. But yeah, I forever have one of these tied on. Always, always, always. All my plastics are all smushy from rainy.
Pam wants to know, what's your most memorable tournament?
Most memorable tournament. That can go in a good way or a bad way.
Yeah. She didn't specify that.
I'm trying to think. I mean, I've had, thinking of like really, really good stuff here. I don't know. I mean, it probably wouldn't be what you'd think it would be. It's probably like more so related to stuff around here. Like, I've got some really memorable night tournaments that I've fished locally, and some really memorable little local stuff that I've fished with Clayton or whatever. Just like us missing a check by 0.02 pounds over at Lake one year. That was pretty memorable. We had some good weight too. We got up there and we weighed in. And we're like, oh man, we better catch this check. And this last guy got up there and weighed, and he had like a drop of water more than we did. I was like, are you kidding me? Joke. But I mean, I've had some really memorable tournaments as far as bigger ones go. Dale Hollow in the Toyota, whenever I fished it on day 2, I think it was. When first cast, I had almost 5 pound largemouth on very first cast. And I just thought he was going to snap everything off because I was throwing a jerkbait on like 8 pound line. And it was in timber. I was like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever done. Why would I do that? But got him. That was a fun tournament. That tournament was fun because, like I was saying, they got that slot there, but I caught the piss out of smallmouth all day. Like, I had more weight than I think I've ever had, but you could not keep them because they got to be above 20 or 21 inches.
21 plus and 12 to 16. Yep. Yeah, you catch a 19 or 20 incher and as fat as a football, and you got to throw up it back. And it's heartbreaking.
Yep. Just catching 3 and 4 pounders and have to put them back all day, and just makes you throw up.
Yep. Yeah, it'll do that to you.
Though, aside.
Yeah, that's heartbreaking.
It is. That was a fun day, though. Honestly, one of my most memorable tournaments was not even like a real tournament. It was me and Hartman fishing against a couple other guys in a 3-hour, just play tournament. And that's the day that we ended up catching like a 31-pound bag on Gunnersville. Wow. That was very memorable. I've never been so excited and like it wasn't even like a real tournament. It was just like a BS, just whatever. Yeah. But I had to like sit down for a minute because I was like, I'm gonna throw up. And he was like, you too. We We were throwing 5-pounders back, like just left and right.
Ooh.
Both of us just, oh, it's crazy. He had like a 8 something. I had a 7. Just like, it was just nonstop all day. It's crazy. I've never fished like that before. Even he said that was like his
Wow.
best day he had ever had. So that was exciting.
Can't beat that.
I think
No.
Nikki Joe may have answered this question. Robert wants to know, what's your go-to bait year round that you always have tied on?
Was not what now? I couldn't hear.
Go-to bait you always have tied on.
Year round.
My Carolina rig. I will not take it off anywhere I go. Even if I have to do a modified Carolina rig, I will have a Carolina rig on. I don't care where I'm at.
Can't go wrong there.
Nope.
No. Do you have any advice for somebody just wanting to learn how to use the Carolina rig?
Trying to figure out how to use a Carolina rig.
Somebody new that has never thrown it. Any advice for them?
I would advise them to get on YouTube and start watching all of the Carolina rig videos they can find and collaborate all of that information into what they go do on the water. Go out on the water, pick it up for a whole day, and don't throw anything else. Because at first you're going to be like, this is the weirdest feeling thing I've ever thrown. I don't like it. This is junk. This doesn't catch fish. And just do not put it down. Do not put it down. And it'll click in your head of how it feels and what you're feeling for. And you got to set the hook a little different than you do other stuff. It just, pick it up. Don't put it down all day. At least one day. More than one day preferably, but at least one whole day.
And when you feel that, when you're sitting still and your sinker starts bouncing across the bottom because the fish has got it, that's money.
Yep, that or like how it bogs up on you. If you're
Yep.
throwing on bottom that's not like super hard bottom, and all of a sudden it gets real boggy.
Yep.
I don't know, man. Or like feeling like you're hitting into some timber and popping through a brush pile, or it's just got so many uses. You can throw it on points and brush and just all these things, and you can have like a good 1 ounce weight and still go up in like 5 feet of water out to like 25 feet of water. So it's just very versatile, and I
Yep.
love it.
And I said it covers
Yep.
a lot of water too. That's a good point.
Yes. Yes. Very much.
Ashley Kloss says Nikki Joe is my favorite.
Who said that? Do they know I'm the right Nikki Joe? They probably mixing me up.
Is there any places you don't really want to go back to?
Oh man, that is a yes. I'm trying to think of narrowing it down to one. There are some places that just suck. Like, like you're just fighting for your life all day. I know it's a good place, and it can be a good place. I did not have a good time there. Is Kerr Lake, like up in Virginia. I know it can be good. I know there's good weight there. I did not have a good time. I did not. I was having a rough time. But I know it's got, like, whenever I went, it was flooded and nasty and blown out, and just, I did not get to experience it in a good way at all the entire time I was there. So, left a bad taste in my mouth. I'm trying to think of another one. I think, in my opinion, I think South Florida can be a little overrated. I mean, yes, it can be really good, but at the same time, sometimes it can just be like, it's rough.
Yep.
But, I mean, everybody in water is going to suck sometimes.
Yeah, Toad's pretty tough. I caught all small fish when I went down there. I wasn't too impressed, but I mean, it's pretty.
Oh, it's got some good fish in it. But the problem
It's
is
hard.
down there in South Florida. South Florida does a lot of like shiner fishing, like guided shiner fishing. So all those fish in Okeechobee, Kissimmee, all that, they just see shiners all the time. So you're competing with that, and it's tough.
Yeah, pretty much the whole lake's like 8 foot deep, so
If
makes
you're
it a little
in
hard to find.
that is some deep water you're in. Because my
Yeah.
God, when I was down there, it was like, oh man, I found 3 foot. Yes, I can plane off. Picking up mud everywhere.
Yep.
That's not healthy for you.
No.
For the boat, that is.
No.
Or the motor.
Yeah.
It's hard to get around it. Like right now, I just got back from Okeechobee. I didn't fish it. I just went down there, but like the lake was up 2 feet, so it made it a little better on everybody. But usually it's rough.
Yep.
So that's probably one of my ones. Like, it's all right, but I'd rather have a deep, clear lake.
Yeah.
See, the lake I don't really want to go back to is Gunnersville.
Really?
Everybody loves it, and I've been there once or twice, and I really wasn't impressed with it.
Gunnersville is one of the places that you think kind of sucks, and then you figure it out, and you like when it clicks and you figure it out, you're like, this place is nice. Like 25 pounds won't even get me in the top 10. Like it's one of those places. It's rough. Like you'll go all day struggling to find something, but whenever you figure it out, like that little, and I'm sure it's like that with every lake, when it finally clicks in your head of how those fish work there's big bags all the time.
Yeah.
Coming from somebody who has gotten zero, like absolutely gotten skunked at Gunnersville, yes, it can suck. But then
Same
it can
here.
absolutely not suck.
2 days in a row in a Toyota championship.
No.
Yep. I don't doubt that. I do not doubt that a bit. It's just like all these other places, like I was saying, that are glorified for a being like, oh, giants here, giants there. Watch the weights. They'll just be like 25, 25, 23, and then like 10 down, it's like 8. Just drops.
Yes.
It's just that whole clicking in your head thing. But there are good fish on that.
There is. Florida Fish Story says the best thing on his boat in Florida is a hydraulic jack plate.
No, that is not a lie. My God. Especially when it's weedy. Yes. Yes. Thankfully, I can plane off in very shallow water. I'm thankful for that. But man, especially when you're running the little duck boat lanes and stuff. There's some sketchy stuff. You end up making your own boat lanes on accident. It happens. It's fine.
Yep.
Yeah. Ashley wants to know what's your take on herring lakes.
On herring lakes, I
Yes.
mean, fish get big because they got a lot of food. But
Yep.
I mean, most of the ones I've been to are like super clear, super deep. Like Smith's one of them. I think. I can't remember. Smith or Martin. But it's just like any other lake. Find the fish. What are they eating? Fish like that. There just happens to be a whole lot more of it, and the fish are really full half the time. But still, I use a lot of scents when I go to places like that too. Like when they have so much shad and everything to pick from. Like herring lakes usually have giant balls of bait. I get really particular, especially if I'm throwing a Nikki rig or anything like that. I get really particular about scent. It's herring. Anyone
scent that you prefer?
Actually, kind of mix a couple of them.
Okay.
I use jar juice, which is by All In Tackle. It's like an oily based. It's clear. But I mix the crawl and the garlic together, and then I just like marinate my crap in it for like months. Like
Oh, wow.
it's nice. Like if it gets in your car, that's it. Just burn the whole car. but it works. It works. I say that because we got some on the car seat not too long ago, and by God, it's like a month to get out.
Ooh.
Bobby Young wants to know, what's your favorite lake?
Oh, that's a tough one because I got the home lake and the outside of home lake. At home, my favorite lake is probably Mitchell. I really like Lake Mitchell. It's right here at the house, and I can go catch big spots there. If I go out of town, I don't know. It's a toss-up, man. Because Dale Hollow, when it's flooded, or not Dale Hollow, I'm sorry, Bull Shoals, when it's flooded, is really, really fun.
Yep.
But Dale Hollow is also really, really fun for smallmouth. But Minnesota has some really fun stuff too. See, this is the problem. There's too many good ones to pick from. Have y'all ever fished in Minnesota?
Not yet.
No.
Man, the fish up there are healthy, and they are in large numbers. Like, we went up there fishing, and there's so many lakes to pick from. You know, a whole like 10,000 lakes or whatever. But you can go up there and just get tired of catching 2 and 3 pounders. You're just tired of it. It's fun.
I say a lot less fishing pressure up there too. Probably helps.
Well, I mean, they have a lot of rules. Like, there's certain times of the year where you can't even like put them in your live well or anything. They take like extra good care of them, I guess you could say. So they restock their lakes a lot better. The vegetation is really, really good in their lakes. Like the ones I've been to, there is like good vegetation. It looks like Eufaula used to look with all the vegetation. It's impressive.
Cool.
Yeah. Julie Ann Darbone says she loves Mille Lakes.
Yes, Mille Lacs is one of them. That is a fun place.
Is it? Isn't
Yeah.
that? I want to say they have some no culling rules there too.
I don't know about all that, but we went up there just playing a couple of years ago. We stayed for a few days. We had like 25 pounds in 2 hours or something. Just, it was fun. It was super fun, actually.
Isn't that kind of what you do on those Kentucky lakes, Rob?
Not exactly. maybe 25 shorts, maybe. Yeah, that's
okay.
You're going for carp, maybe?
Yeah. Or if you go to Kentucky Lake, you can load up on Asian carp, I'm sure.
Oh, man. I have seen pictures of people's graphs from up there. They're everywhere.
I was fishing Ohio River in a BFL couple years ago when we was in this little creek, and just quiet as we could be, and this Asian carp like flies over my head. So I did the duck and cover thing. So that was pretty interesting.
We got some carp down here, but we got more gar than we do carp, I feel like.
Yep.
I can't stand a gar. I was fishing a BFL. I think it was last year I was fishing a BFL with a guy named Mr. David. He was super nice. But we were up at the dam. Not surprising, but we were up at the dam fishing, and I was throwing, I can't even remember what I was throwing, a little crankbait or something. I only had one of them, whatever it was. On a gar that was like 4 feet long, and I was like, I'll be damned if this thing gets my bait. So it come up out of the water, it got up next to the boat, and it did that, they come up out of the water jumping thing. And I don't know what possessed me to reach out and grab its face.
Ooh.
Like, but I did. I was like laying on my deck, and I got this gar in my hand around its mouth, just like holding it, and there's treble hooks flying everywhere, and my co is like, what is happening right now? I was like, I just want it back. No hooks got in for the it was rough.
Ooh.
But yeah, I can't stand those things. They're everywhere here. Lay Lake has a ton of them.
Yeah, we don't have many. We have
There's a bunch up here in Kentucky, all over.
I believe that. You can go here to any dock light in the summertime, and they're just like circling, just tons of them, just circling.
Yep.
Yeah. We have more pike and pickerel up here in walleye.
Pike are the slimiest fish I think I've ever caught. They're slimier than the catfish, just about.
Yep.
I don't know. I was fishing with a guy on Potomac, and he told me if I put a catfish in his boat, he's kicking me out.
That's how I am. If I'm fishing a tournament, especially, it ain't coming in the boat. Pliers are coming out, but it's going on the side of the boat. I don't want that mess on me. It is everywhere. I've got dried catfish lying up here right now from couple weeks ago. No, it's been a couple months ago over at Pickwick. Can't get it.
Yeah, down the Mississippi Gulf Coast, we used to have those alligator gar, and I'd see them big as my John boat, and I'd be like, and of course I get it on a trout line on the granddad's trout lines, and then it just tie up everything. I just cut the line.
Yeah, you're not gonna get that. Up where we're from in Florida, we're from like the Milton, Florida area.
Yep.
You'd be on Yellow River, which like connects all the way out to like brackish water and stuff. But you'd see them; they come up like a dolphin and porpoise up, and they were literally like 5-6 feet long, just
Oh,
giant
yeah.
sturgeon, just massive coming up out of the water.
That's for sure.
No, thank you.
Yep. Our buddy Robert Holiday says, "You getting ready for Dale Hollow? We're going to battle." Yeah, we're gonna split a house, and we'll be ready. It'll probably be cold, but we'll be ready.
I want to go back. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's fun.
Years.
There's some grass up there I found. It's there's a little bit of everything up there. Good.
There is. Because you can like run up, or I say run up, it's kind of like running downish to the river area and
Yep.
all that. You can do bluff walls or points or whatever. It was fun.
Yeah, I've had my best finish here. I finished 5th and had big bass when I first started back tournaments, and had 3 bites that day, landed all 3, and I had a 5-6 on a jig.
See?
Yep. And it was dead sticked. I found out by accident. I fished it out, and I was getting the loop out of my line, and pull it up, and there's a 3-pounder on there. If you had bounced around, they wouldn't bite it, but if you dead stick it, they'd hit it. So a little tip there.
I found with smallmouth, like, was that a smallmouth or a largemouth?
It was largemouth.
I don't know about you, but like I've noticed with smallmouth, especially on lakes like that, they either want it absolutely not moving at all, or they want it moving like so fast they couldn't even get it in their mouth. It's like they don't want it in between.
And sometimes they want the loudest, brightest, obnoxious color like pink or yellow.
Mm-hmm.
They love it. And the times they want it natural. It's like one extreme or the other.
Yep. And it'll be clear water and they'll be like that.
Yep.
It is up here.
I believe that.
Robert says, Nikki Joe Hatten, come jump in the Mountain Division BFL in March with Rob and me.
Don't tempt me now. Is that what date is it?
They actually got a back-to-back. I think it's March 22nd on a Saturday is Mountain Division, and 23rd is Music City. So they actually got 2 that's back-to-back.
Where y'all launching out of?
Star Point. They always launch out of Star Point.
Is that the one that's kind of south on the river area?
No, you say that's Sunset. It's on around a little bit. You got to take that road. It kind of curves all the way around back here, past that Shell station. You go past the Shell station and take all them curves. But it's not far.
I can't remember. I'd have to look it up.
Yeah.
I'd be interested in fishing it though. I don't know. This year I kind of lean more toward just jumping around and fishing random BFLs and stuff, just to go, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
I do like Dale.
Uh-oh. Robert's got the gears turning there. Look out now.
Hamster has to drink coffee and get to walking in there.
I think they got another
one like.
Let's see. I think they got one March 2nd or March 9th too. I think that's the first one.
No, March 7th. I'll be fishing Toledo for that women's thing.
Oh, I got you.
But then after that, like I said, I got that spreadsheet thing I made up. I ain't even looked at it, but I know I got March 7th and 8th. Not saying I haven't drove all night and fished something on the 9th or day after before, because I've done that before, but I ain't trying to do that right now. I need a nap.
I'll stand corrected. It's March 2nd, and then March 23rd and 24th. That's the 3 dates.
23rd, 24th, and 2nd.
Yep.
I think I have to look. I got that FLW calendar they sent out. I think it's got
Yep.
all of them on there.
It does.
I'll
It
look
does.
at it. I wouldn't mind doing that though, because that ain't that. I mean, it's a drive, but it ain't that far of a drive from my house. I think in April I'm gonna be fishing Watts Bar for the Tennessee Bass Nation. That'll be fun. I ain't never been there.
Now they changed the rules since last year. You can't go from Watts Bar to Chick. They won't let you lock through anymore. So you're stuck on Watts Bar.
That's all right. Don't get me wrong. I like Chickamauga now too. Chickamauga's fun,
Yep.
especially like post spawn. It's real fun. But I ain't fished Watts Bar, so I need to focus on it either, or equally. Have y'all ever like went to fish a lake and you thought you were fishing that lake and then you were not actually fishing that lake? Because I
Yep.
had that happen.
Yes.
Yep.
Oh, it felt so dumb.
We have
Somebody
two
just
lakes
said,
that are. We have two lakes that are close to each other, Oneida and Onondaga. And you look on a schedule, and sometimes you see Onondaga, but you're actually supposed to fish Oneida. And in New York, you can't lock through.
Mhm.
So you have to pull the boat out, and it's a pain.
yeah, I was fishing. I think I was practicing for Pickwick. This has been a couple of years ago. I was practicing for Pickwick, and I don't know if y'all are familiar with Pickwick, but like
Yep.
you got Pickwick, and then you got Wilson, and
Yep.
then you got I think is
Yep.
the other side. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But,
Yep.
or Gunnersville, whatever it is. Anyways, but I was fishing, or I was staying in the Airbnb that was really close to the dam. So I looked up boat ramps that wasn't the main big boat ramp because it was really crowded. I was like, I'll just find me a little one, I'll go to it. And I drove around and I went to that boat ramp and I launched and I was like having the best day ever. I was just like whacking largemouth. I was like, man, this place is great. I love this place. And then like 2 hours later, as I'm riding down the lake, I was like, that cannot be the end of the lake. This is like the tiniest lake ever. How are we supposed to have a tournament here? Then I realized I was on Wilson and not Pickwick.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Thankfully, it was just a practice day, but I was like, I love this place. This is great. It was nothing like that on the other side. That's a good weight too. I done bragged all my friends and sent pictures of largemouth to everybody. I was like, this is what
man.
People are probably
That's
looking at the pictures,
So,
trying to figure
really
out where they're at. Jan Holman says, Nikki can stay with us. Got an extra bed for Dale Hollow.
Yep. That's 22nd, 23rd. That's yeah, Miss Jan and Robert. That's who I'm gonna we're all splitting the
Yep.
house. So good times. We always have a good time.
I'll have to get up with you, Rob.
Three
Give me some
miles.
dates.
3 miles from the ramp. just saying.
It's not a bad deal. How close is it to
Oh.
that dollar store?
Not far.
Make me a sandwich.
Oh yeah, good times. Good times.
Yeah.
Yep.
We're almost 45 minutes in, and around this time,
Uh-oh.
I'll wait for her to come. I'll wait for her to come back.
Yeah, my signals went to one bar now, and it's went back up. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Now it's back up to 5. So there. Nope. She'll come back on. There she is.
Yeah. Here we go.
There we go. There she is.
There you go.
It kicked me out.
Yep.
Yeah. So we're at the point of the show where we like to let our guests talk about their sponsors, partners, or anything else they'd like to talk about. So go ahead, and if you want to promote your sponsors, go right ahead.
2 words of that. It was cutting out real bad. Can you say that for me one more time?
You want to try it, Rob? Because I'm not sure if it's her or me.
Okay. Yeah, we're just we're about 45 minutes in. If you want to promote your sponsors or partners, or we'll give you this time to promote your sponsors and partners in fishing.
Well, I ain't gonna make get a long, big old spill, but obviously I've been with crusher lures for a long time, and I use them religiously, and I'm gonna keep on using them religiously. So if you need a good jig, go get you a crusher lures jig.
And good
And
buzz bait and spinner baits.
that too,
Yep.
and an A-rig
That's my
into that
favorites.
thing.
Yep.
Aside from that, blackfish, obviously I'm sitting here, I mean, I wear it like on a daily basis. It's the only thing that kept me alive in North Dakota. But uh, still with them, still pushing them. I haven't re-signed this year with a couple of them yet, just because it's taken a while for me to get all that stuff done. But even if I didn't re-sign, I would still say Yozuri is like by far, in my opinion, by far the best quality crankbait that I have ever touched, and top water. I throw spook a lot, but I'd say I'm sticking with them. But I'm not gonna go into a whole lot of detail about a whole bunch of them now. Just I don't know. You know how the market is nowadays. They all just want you to spit product at you nonstop, and you just forget who the people even are because they're so swarmed with their commercialized selves. So it's hard for me to be like that.
You're like me. I like the smaller companies like Crusher, that's you know who owns it, you know where it's produced, so can't go wrong there.
Yes, and I mean and you can see from what I use, like I don't want to promote something that I don't even pick up. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like
Yep.
I use the crap out of crusher lures jigs, and I mean, I'll throw a spinnerbait here and there too. But like personally, I throw jigs all the time. That is my number one thing I throw, and a Carolina rig. That is both things are made by crusher lures, and they're good quality, or
Yep.
else I wouldn't throw them. And then like Blackfish, I've been with them for years now. Like they're made by a company in Minnesota that makes ice fishing gear. I stay a lot
Wow.
warmer than the folks I'm around. But,
Can we go wrong with that? Miss Bridget Christian Allen says tight lines to you in 2024.
well, thank you. You too, ma'am. She fishes too.
Yep. Oh yeah,
She's going to be a guest on here in a couple of weeks, I think.
Yep.
Yes, they
Yep.
have. See that person that just popped up, man. I just if I'm on somebody's fishing page and like the first thing I see when I click on something, or if I'm just scrolling and it's like, out here throwing my 12-pound mono with my whatever, and I got my halo. But like, I don't care. No, every brand of everything. What kind of toothpaste you use this morning? I do not care. Don't care. I'm gonna take some ibuprofen Walmart brand after I get off the water today. This help with headache. It gets so old to me. I do not care. Let me just see what you're using. Obviously, if you use it a lot, I'd be like, oh, you know what? That's probably good quality. He uses a good bit of
Yep.
them. Like the product speaks for themselves. Like Zoom. Zoom makes excellent plastics. How do we know that? Because we just all know that. Because they're really good quality and everybody uses them. And they just work. Just work. Not even
And they're made
sponsored by
and they're made in Georgia.
that too.
Yep.
And that. But I don't know. I don't want to force feed people stuff. Just I don't know. It just seems like it's so much of that now. Like God forbid somebody just catch a fish and not tell me from tip top to very end of what they use to catch it. Like it just seems fake. I don't want to be like that. And I'm
I
also
think a
not
lot
going
of
to
people.
crap either.
I think a lot of people appreciate that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Being
And I've
genuine.
had some companies that like sent me stuff. Like I tried to be with them, and they sent me product, and I used it, and y'all never heard about it because I was like, this is some trash. This is 100% some garbage. And I won't go into products that make reels, but my God, like there are some that suck.
Yep.
Just, I will spend my money and give me some decent stuff if I have to. That's fine.
Yep.
You know who I would like to promote though that doesn't pay me anything? I don't know if you can see this or not. Do you see this right here?
Yep.
I love this.
Yeah.
This is from TN Wraps. This is from TN Wraps over in Tennessee, where I get my boat right out over here. They make the little foam things. They do custom foam work, and I love that. My little
That's
kid
pretty
plate
cool.
saying if you ain't first, you're last. And I've got says Yamaha in between the cup holders, and just my little ones up here that have blackfish on them. Like, I don't know. I love that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I never saw that. That's cool. I like it.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know. And just motivation for McCall as he can stare at it while we're going down the water.
Only thing you need is put a picture of a mountain lion like right on top of it, and it'd be perfect.
Well, I've got a stuffed one now. I got a little stuffed mountain lion to keep in the vehicle with me. It's Karen, definitely Karen, from Shell. My best friend gave it to me. So yeah, that's one step ahead of you there.
Okay, good deal.
Nice. Oh,
And Todd just chimed in and says, "Good evening, anglers." How's it going, Todd?
Oh,
But what forgot to ask, what boat are you gonna run this year? Same as you what last year?
yeah, I'll be in my Skeeter. I've barely had any hours on it from last year, so I just kept it. I didn't even have 70 hours on it from last year, so I'm just running another year.
Wow.
Yep.
Nothing wrong with that. That's a good one.
It's still kicking, still working pretty good.
nice.
Can't beat it.
Now, if you haven't known much about Nikki Joe, go check out her YouTube page if you want to laugh. She does do commercials. And I was watching that before we came on, and I saw that a little bit ago, and I just had to laugh and chuckle. It actually brightened up my day.
Well, I am glad it did, because I tell you one thing, that was some sleep-deprived, non-planned mess there on any
That's usually the best, though. That's usually the best.
time.
Yeah.
We just have a big old. Yeah, I enjoy it.
I can't believe they wouldn't even give you your office space that they gave you to start with.
Oh, let me tell you, I got my office space. It has a toilet in it. That's all I got. They provided the public bathroom. So sweet of them. Thanks, Roger.
I'd put a lock on the door.
Start making y'all pay these all.
There you go. There you go.
Maybe some side money.
There you go.
Hey, fishing ain't cheap. You gotta get it where you can.
I gotta say, that's the guys over there at Crusher or Southern Spin Casting, I should say. Them being right there in Clanton is always fun. Like if I'm bored or whatever, just riding over there and hanging out and seeing how everything's made and helping make stuff every now and then. And
That's
just
cool.
I don't know, good family feel to it. We're all friends. I've been here long enough where they accepted me as one of their own. I'm not a Floridian anymore. I'm like a local Alabamian now after a few years.
There you go.
But no, they're good guys. I like them. We have a good old time there.
Oh
Yep.
no,
Yeah, Roger. Roger's good people.
He is. I like him pretty good.
Do they have a website?
SouthernSpinCasting.com and CrusherLures.com, I do believe.
Okay.
Yep, they do.
I like dealing with the smaller companies.
Yep.
You know, they're a smaller company, but they make a lot of like big name stuff people don't realize. Like they make, like I was saying in that video, they make missile stuff, they make pulse fish, they make a whole bunch of different company stuff, like right there in that little bitty building that you would never think of. They do a good job. I like to go bug them from time to time.
Everybody needs to be bugged from time to time anyway.
Do it.
Everybody needs to be bugged a little bit.
I make sure they stay bugged. Don't you worry.
she's
time
on top of
work
it.
and just wonder what they're doing up there. What am I gonna see?
What y'all making today?
Pretty much. Pretty much.
Heard that.
I don't know the other name for this rig, but I really, really like it. I forgot I was gonna rig it up for tomorrow. I don't want to say a bad word here, but like chicken poo rig. What do you want to call it? I'm not gonna say the S word because I'll be in trouble. But
No, not with the one. Not one or two, but
chicken.
you could just use a CH.
Do it.
Instead of a SH, make it a CH.
It's gonna go bad no matter what way I try to say the thing. But the chicken byproduct rig over here is a good time.
There you go.
I like it.
All right. All right. I'm not seeing any more questions. Are you, Rob?
No, I think we're caught up.
All right. So, Nikki Joe, I'd like to say thank you for coming on to our podcast. Appreciate it.
You're very welcome.
Wish our connection was a little bit better. I apologize for that.
It's all good. We'll just blame the government.
There you go.
Can't go wrong there. I think
Yep.
you got 95% of the people on our side.
Definitely.
So,
especially tax time right around the corner. I would say, yeah, that's true.
It was rigged.
Yeah.
all right. Well, thank you very much, and have a good night. Let's get a good night's sleep, and
Y'all.
stay warm.
I can't make any promises. I'm gonna be out there tomorrow breaking this thing in again. So
There you go. Yeah.
I'll be doing something on a warmer side. But yeah.
Yep.
Thank you very much.
All right. Well, tight lines, all your tournaments. Hope you can make it to Dale, and we'll be following you and cheering you on for sure. Maybe you'll run into some crazy guy in Oak Ridge at a tackle store like you did one time. So. Yep. Probably.
Well,
all right.
But appreciate you.
Hey, yes, sir. Y'all as well.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Take care. Bye.
See you. She's hoot.
I was about to say she sounds like it.
Yeah, she's hoot. She's something else. Live wire.
Yes. If you haven't checked out her YouTube stuff, please do. It's comical.
Yeah.
You know, nothing like keeping it light and keeping it real.
Yeah, she does that for sure. She does a good job.
Yeah. So tomorrow's guest is TJ Dobbs. He's a co-angler from New York. He fished the New York Bass Federation or Bass Nation 5 years as a co and made the state team all 5 years.
Sweet.
He's open for questions. So everybody who's gonna watch, don't be afraid to ask him. All right.
Yeah, we'll definitely have some questions for him, including me.
Oh yes. I have some questions as well. All right. So everybody have a good night. Take care, and God bless.
See you guys.